この番組はご覧のスポンサーの提供でお送りします。Alrighty, welcome everyone. I'm Teeaboo and I am back for more Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2 Jujutsu Kaisen. And I'm ready to go, and I'm thrilled to be here, guys. I am excited, pumped, ready. Our introduction to this season started off with a bit of a bang. Episode 1 was kind of chock full of fun and interesting animation techniques and storytelling stuff, and it was really neat. And then episode 2 just sort of doubled down on our plot elements and putting us in this space and time and raising the big questions, the big mysteries, which are, at present, the thing that has me really invested in this story. It's a really interesting premise. We know where these characters will end up, and we time travel back a few years to find out how they got there from where they are now. How did Geto's idealism and Gojo's ambivalence flip so hard to what they are now? I don't know. The seeds of it are there. The pieces are there. It's not a far jump for an idealistic crusader to become a destructive one, or to believe that their ideals, shifted though they might be, are still the truth. Once you dedicate yourself wholly and completely to one concept, it can be very difficult to alter or modify that to actually fit reality. Instead, you choose to alter reality to fit your ideal, and often that requires a lot of destruction and a lot of change. Change which, to the mind of the idealist, is all justified. Eventually, we'll create a utopian, perfect world after this, where pain will cease to exist, and isn't that worth all the pain that we could possibly suffer here and now? Well, no. Not ever, no. Real, direct, immediate suffering is always more palpable and genuine than imagined suffering, or imagined anti-suffering. Your worldview, your perspective that believes that at some point in the future you'll create a better place is a theoretical. And it's a theoretical hypothetical that you're measuring up against real death, real pain. It doesn't work. You can see how it would. You can see how a mind might be convinced of the necessity of a dark path. And it takes very little effort to look back into history and see the exact same thing. The exact same thing. Nearly every great, grand social project, revolutionary social project, particularly the most recent evidences in the 20th century. Soviet Russia, People's Republic of China, Hitler, Stalin, Mao, these people have gone down in history as great villains who've caused immense destruction. But in their own minds and in the minds of the people who followed them, they were the forebears, the creators of a grand new world order. One that would lead to usually an authoritarian-bent peace. One structured around eliminating a group of people that they viewed as the source of the problem, whether that be the bourgeoisie, who have too much money and are actively socially and class-based threats to the people, or an entire reorganization of all of political and social structure to force a shift forward, or the belief that a particular ethnic group is the cause of all of the political and economic strife suffered in the wake of a world war. Whatever it is, these are deeply dark pieces of our past that we have to be able to look at and evaluate and notice that a few years before it became obvious to the world that they were very, very wrong, a whole lot of people thought that they were very, very right. Thought it strongly enough to live and die for it, to kill for it, in droves. So it's not hard to jump from the powerful idealism that we've seen in Ghetto to the destructive reality of enforced social change. One with power behind it. In this case, not the power of authority, but the power of physical, martial power. The ability to bring curses to bear. To bring the darkest parts of humanity against it. But the missing pieces are still not there. The links between where we were then and where we are now, they're missing a bunch. And it's that missing piece, that mystery, that draws me in. I'm glad to be here. I'm glad to be witnessing a piece of cool animation. I'm glad to be experiencing a potentially dark but interesting story. And I'll mention again, I went looking today for a wallpaper that I would use as a thumbnail for Season 2 ongoing, because I wanted to change it from the Season 1 one, because it's totally different content. And I was struck by how many scenes of posters and otherwise are big smiles. Gojo and Geto with big smiles being the homiest homies, the biggest of friends. There's deep tragedy there. It hurts so bad to see that shit and know where they're going to end up. It's pretty cool. Pretty cool that without knowing the intricacies of this relationship, really, I feel it, and it feels like betrayal. It feels like pain. It feels like the loss of a friendship. Well, that sucks. That sucks a lot. It's a little too close to me right now, in some weird ways. I think I've lost a friend recently, and I can't comment much further on it because I still don't understand what has happened. But I essentially had a friend tell me that he doesn't want to be friends anymore. And that's just like, really hurts, and it really sucks. And at present, I don't think there's anything that I can do about it. When somebody tells you that they're ready to burn bridges, the bridge is burned. It's burned, right? Like, poof. So now, all I can do is mull over the past and, wonder if there was anything that I could have done differently. Certainly there is, but maybe also reassure myself that in some ways there's an inevitability to that, and it's okay for things to change and move and shift and become different. It has been a process of mourning for that friendship, but that friendship wasn't on the level that we've seen of Geto and Gojo's. It wasn't on the level of these people who are more like brothers than friends. Nor was it on a level of ideological misalignment. It's got some other elements that are too complicated to get into. But it hurts. It resonates. It's one of the core things about humans. We make relationships, and relationships aren't necessarily permanent. So loss and grief and the mourning of friends and lovers who are no longer a part of your life is a part of your life. But it's one that we kind of rarely see in media. Grief and mourning after the fact, after a loss. Children who've lost their parents are almost a meme in anime, right? But the loss of deep core friendships, I don't know. I don't think we see that very often. Our stories are so much more often about forging those friendships out of battle or out of competition, and so rarely about overcoming the feeling of loss. It's funny, I'm able to distance myself from it enough. It's been a couple of weeks. I'm able to distance myself from it enough that there's no blame or resentment in me at present. Not even a little bit. But in the first moments after the interaction that sort of let me know that this was happening, this friend has been very distant from me for a while, so I went up and I approached him and I was like, hey, what's going on? And his answer was essentially, I don't like being here. I don't like being friends with any of these people. It makes me feel bad socially. You're a problem, a part of it, and listed out a few things that he saw as like reasons for it being a problem. And I'm ready and willing to burn bridges. So it's like, well, okay, well that's pretty cohesive. There's no coming back from that. In the first moments and days after that, the feeling inside of me wasn't legitimate. It was betrayal. It was feeling like I had been betrayed. It was the defense mechanism to keep yourself safe, right? To keep yourself safe from viewing yourself as part of the problem or recognizing where you've contributed to like something falling apart or whatnot, is to become defensive and be like, this fucking snake, this fucking liar snake turned on me. You're a little snake in the grass there, eh? Like go full Conor McGregor and just like, I hate you.
There's a little snake in the grass right there.
There's the little snake in the grass. That's garbage. It's garbage. Doesn't do anything. It's not helpful. But that feeling is real and serious. And I can see how that kind of a feeling could lead to like coming back and then coming back and then coming back, and an escalation that leads in crazy directions. It's really hard to end an interaction of some kind without bad blood coming up. I think it's even more true by far in romantic relationships, and I'm always wary of people who think that they're able to like stay interacting with exes, at least immediately. Give it some time and maybe, but usually there's this element of like openness that gets closed off. And once you've opened up and closed off, it's betrayal. And that's where it goes. And it goes 9th level of hell, right to the bottom of the pit. Hatred and rage. And it's like not good stuff, man. It's not good stuff. But maybe that's part of what Geto and Gojo are experiencing. I don't know. We don't have enough to know right now. All I wanted to do here was mention that I think this is a fascinating piece of storytelling, and then double down on mentioning that it resonates with me rather particularly at the moment. Yeah. In a way that, I don't know, maybe it will hurt, maybe it will help me process. I don't know. It's not really why I'm here or what I'm trying to get out of the show. It's kind of an unexpected bolt from the blue, if you will. But already I'm having these ideas, and we're 2 episodes in. So let's move in the direction of getting a couple more episodes in, shall we? I am going to do a drawing, and it's going to be a fun one, I think. I'm gonna do some body language, okay? And then I'm gonna do some body language, and that's all. That's all I want to draw. So last time that I did a JJK drawing, I went for like as much as I could get done with a time limit. Here, I'm not going to time limit anything, but I am going to just try to draw really sketchy, because I'm essentially just drawing like motion lines and like lines of movement and stance and stuff. So I'm going to draw each of these, and then I'm going to point at you, and I'm going to be like, what character is that? And you're going to be able to answer real easy, okay? Yoked. He's so borfed. He's so borfed. This is not wide enough. His shoulders need to be wider. They need to be wider. Wider. He's probably wearing like a little, like shorts, right? Something like this. Yeah. You can see his lats from the front. He borfed. Alright, who is this brick? That's actually really funny. Okay. Okay, there's one more. There's one more. There's one more. How do I do this? Contrapposto. Counter sexy. Bam. Well, I guess the umbrella sort of kills it, right? But you can tell exactly who that is, huh? Woo! I mean, anybody else that I particularly want to do? I think no. I don't think Utahime is like has a stance thing that's clear. She's kind of just straightforward. And I don't think that Ieri either. I would have to do like details on Ieri's character design. But the point of this was that some of these characters are so just in terms of the way that they hold themselves and are, even without any of the details of their actual character designs, besides maybe a giant smile on the top of a head. like you can still tell exactly who these characters are. That's Bad Daddy. That's Ghetto, of course. That's Gojo. Woobity woobity woo. And that's Mei, who's too hot to handle. I love it. I'm into this. Which side do I put up? Do I put up this side or do I put up Mei side? I'm gonna put up Mei side because I like Mei better. Yeah, girl. Perfect. Very, very dumb and fun. Oh, I guess before I turn off the camera, I will show you this because I haven't put this on camera yet. This was just a fun scribble that I did a couple days ago. It's my name. It's Teeaboo. Tree thing, clouds, landscape, roots become the E, rainbow, landscape, this water flow become the E, mountain, waterfall, A. This is like a reservoir is how I see it, or a dam, and then connected to a hose or a tube or a pipe that feeds a garden. Teeaboo. Fun. I used to do that a lot. I used to do like words that become things pretty frequently, and I haven't been doing it recently, and I felt like doing it, and so I did one. That was cool. It was cool. All right, that's enough. That's enough blither blather for the beginning here. Don't you think? I think so. I am mostly here to actually watch the Jujutsu Kaisen. That is the purpose of my existence at the present moment, is to watch Jujutsu Kaisen and enjoy the hell out of it. So all the rest of this is just me stealing myself and sort of getting out some of my like remaining or latent thoughts that have brewed over the past week since we watched the first episodes. It's cool. It's freaking cool. Cool show. Let's watch Mo. Okay. Episode 3 of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. Up and ready to go. There is a new version out. Shroud Anya released a full Blu-ray mux with Kaizoku subs, so we're going to be using the Kaizoku honorifics track on the Blu-ray version of the video, and we will be all good to go. Yay! Perfect timing, I think. So let's jump into it. I've got episode 3 of JJK2 up and ready to go. Just 0 seconds. There'll be 2 versions, picture-in-picture in the description, timer on YouTube, beep beep timer to count you down, early access on the Patreon, beep beep timer to count you down. Bing bong. Bong bing. We are underwater. This is the dawning of the age of aquariums. Age of aquariums. What? Tanganuzui, what are you doing? Oh, dreaming. Oh. Oh. Medo-sama Teiko-sama. Damn. Thought they wouldn't go after her. That does create a wrinkle. Well, we know that Kuroi would sacrifice herself. We're really locking her off. Never get to see her again. Goodbye. Do you understand? Harsh. He is a cold man. Yes! What? That's a great track. Did we find her? Was that... Oh. Hard cut. Hard cut to no. Interesting. That was a really weird intro. I mean, I've seen hidden inventory. I've not seen premature death before. Does that refer to her? It probably refers to her, right? So... apparently, the OP is from one of our two boys, and the ED is from another of our two boys. And if you take them that way, they imply very strongly that they have a romantic relationship, which is pretty interesting. Kept getting further instead of closer. Whispers of a love untold. Seishun, a fleeting summer. Stuck at the back of my throat are words that are a curse to you. Now, it does exist in that sort of not saying it space that I find, This is pretty. So we just jump to getting her. She's just back. God, we're efficient. We are very efficient. We're good at this. Yeah, we just needed a location. A few. Oh, that's an understatement. Amazing. Oh. Oh. Yeah, why an isolated island with less technology? That's weird. The little schedule. Oh. Hello, you're in the OP. Hello, you're in the OP. These are first years? So they would become second years. Wait, no, I'm not sure. Dude, this guy is such a Neketsu Hen shonen protagonist. Wait. No, the other one. Wait, hold on. Did I freak the fuck out? Did I just miss something? Was that Nanami? Am I stupid? Did I just miss something? Because that voice was really familiar. Wait. I need to chat. Give me up. I love it. I love that. Hmm. Whoa. What? Which technique? I don't know what that is, but okay. Aw, trust. And trust. Oh, it is Nanami! Okay, I wasn't crazy. Holy shit, he looks terrible. He did so well going salaryman mode. Oh man, the Seishun just keeps piling on. Tagging is hard, by the way. It's really fucking hard. If you do it for any distance, it's hard. Yeah, we got just two gay couples. Yeah, double dating. Both with a sense of inevitability and incoming loss. What? Hey! Don't season other people's food. That was a cool transition. Up into midday, down into sunset. Aquarium? Ocean. Yeah, we're in the aquarium now. Okay. So that dream becomes this. Something's gonna go very wrong here. Maybe not. Maybe this is just symbolic. It's gorgeous. Okay. That was gorgeous. Day 3. Safe. So you didn't sleep last night? He's kept his eyes on this whole time. Well, and as soon as he released it. Holy shit, though! Masaka! Oh shit, it's... This motherfucker. His name is Dio. His name is Takita Koyasu. Oh my fuck! How did he get in? We saw him wandering around here. How long has he been in waiting? Holy shit fuck. Once went on a lark. Oh. Ooh. Interesting. And he sees you. And that's where he recognizes you from. Got you tired. Made you wait. Whoa. Yummy! That's not gonna do it, man. I don't know about that, man. Uh, uh, that was straight through the solar plexus, bro. Also, that's not how your ribs work. Fuck. He's breathing heavily. He's holding it together, but it's to convince them. We've got this blur on the edges. Trust. Ew. That's his homie. Yeah, that is a weird blade, too. That's a cursed tool. That's a major cursed tool. Hmm. Hmm. So the timer was actually a play to get him to release it. He wouldn't have until she was up with Tengen-sama. He's real good, yeah. Oh, he just sheathed the sword in the dude. Oh shit. Physical gifted to okay, that was cool. And he smiles. Wow. He's got a bunch. He seems to be storing them inside the curse. Where'd he go? No cursed energy can't track him, right? That could be a trick, man. Oh, blue. Oh, wait. You're not allowed to do that without a movie budget. You're not allowed to do that without more money. Ah! Ah! Where'd they come from? It's similar to Ghetto in some ways. Wait. Oh shit! In the moment that you were distracted by that, his target is you. And he. Oh, yeah! Did that just go through infinity? I didn't even think of the first sword blow going through infinity. And you are cut deep. Okay, he should be dead. How is he not? Out fucking classed. This is crazy. Our whole time, we have just watched Gojo completely outclass everyone he's come anywhere near. Now it's the opposite. That's awesome. Oh. Yeah, that seemed pretty useful, man. Seemed pretty good. What now? Is Gojo Satoru alive? I wonder. Alright, so we're in the location for the transfer, right? Ooh. So you're gonna be alone with Geto? Ooh. I feel like I don't trust this guy very much right now. How weird is that? Whoa. That they would give you the choice, not force it? Yes! Not because of you fighting him, but because that would... Oh, maybe he wants that. Tear down the institutions from the center. We're back to this image, and she's the one inside the aquarium. Oh, wow. The pieces of memory become elements in the aquarium. That's cool. But... Ammo. I don't know, man. Oh! Yow! There we fucking go. And it wasn't him. It wasn't Geto. Holy shit. Stop the assimilation before it can happen. Who fired the shot? Who fired the shot? Oh my god, he made his way down here. Victory! Hey, your friend's dead. I'm winning. I'm winning. Impossible. Oh shit, we're going into a domain. Oh shit. He's pulling his serious business. His serious business. Yup. Soka. Yeah, straightforward. That's all we need. Ho! So I was thinking maybe we wouldn't do ED because it started playing during that I'm so much confused. I have so many confused in this episode. That's fucking amazing. So then I wonder, is the Gojo Satoru that we know the Gojo Satoru that was here? Are they the same actual person? Because I think he died there, right? We'll get to it next episode. We have to. That's wild. What an absolute banger of a surprise. That was full of surprises right there. That was cool. There are two top tier biggity banger surprises here. Really, really cool setup. And then the knowledge that he's holding the technique. All of the plotting and planning that we've seen from the Fushiguro side, right? Like, to put this all together, to put up the bounty, to wear them out, to run them around. It's fucking cool. Massive surprise when he takes him in the back with the blade. Massive, beautiful shock with the gunshot through the side of the head. Holy shito. Holy shito. Oh, I haven't had a good shock like that in a while. That got me. I'm very pleased. I'm very pleased. That genuinely got me. Holy crap. So, it's a big reversal in a lot of ways. I think the biggest part of it is what I said while it was happening. For a long time, what we've seen is that every time Gojo Satoru enters into a battlefield of any kind, he outmatches and outclasses everyone there to such an extent that he isn't even playing. Like, he's not even playing a game or having fun with it. It's just easy. It's just too easy, right? And here we see the absolute opposite flip. We see somebody with the plan in place, with the tactics in place, with the knowledge in place to put Gojo down. What an incredible turn. What an incredible shift. Right? Right? Oh, macaroni, that's neat. There are some really intriguing moments of, like, subtle facial interactions or shots or scenes. I think one that really stands out to me is when she's hugging here and she says, "I love you, I always have and I always will." And we see them both do this and we turn to a blank-faced Geto and then up close to Geto, and his expression through this is like blank. Like, there's not pleased to see them interacting and speaking their truth to each other. Oh my goodness. He's watching two people admit their care and love to each other. I wonder, it feels like he can't do that for himself. Like, that's what this space feels like to me. That's so interesting. Ah! Okay, so I'm going to mention this on the side, and this is probably a thing that will spark discussion, negative and positive. I'm not a huge fan of the nature of the relationship between Geto and Gojo. Here's why. If they were romantically engaged, I would want that to be explicit. If they're not, I would want that to be clear too. Staying in the wishy-washy in-between zone is gay baiting. Straight up, definitionally, it's gay baiting. Yep. It functions to create a fandom reaction, without actually explicitly committing to it within the story, which would ostracize or alienate people. Not ostracize, would alienate people who don't feel that way and or are homophobic. Likewise, not having it in there at all or making it completely like explicitly not the case and making them just bros who are bros it wouldn't contribute as much to the sort of fandom churn that you get around LGBTQIA plus characters in media. It feels sleazy to me. Just like most representation that seems intentional, it feels sleazy to me. That said, I actually didn't get the impression that they were lovers at all until people started mentioning it in the Discord and elsewhere. And then upon realizing that the OP and ED have these elements to them, it's like, yeah, if you want to think that that's there, 100% there's enough evidence for it to be there. And if you don't want to think that it's there, there's very little that you have to do to exist in that state of whatever you'd call it, maybe denial. Like, to deny it takes very little effort as well. That feels skeezy to me. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I want my gay characters to kiss, and I want my straight characters to have other romantic interactions, just to make it clear. Does it matter? No, it doesn't. But I see a tendency in a lot of shows to put characters in a position where you can easily ship them without being in any way explicit about it. And it reeks to me of cowardice. It's cowardice, I think. It's like, we'll imply some things so that the people who really want those things implied feel like they're validated, but we won't state them clearly so the people who really don't want those things feel like they're not invalidated by the nature of the story. Does that make me dislike these elements of the story? No, but I do wish that it leaned in a direction more heavily. And more explicitly, if it was going to. But that's really, truly all I'm going to say about it from here into the future until we get responses in the comments and see if people feel the same way. I'd really like people on both sides of that spectrum, people who are and are supportive of, say, LGBT representation in media, or who are themselves LGBT, to like, do you feel like you're represented by these interactions, or do you feel like they more represent the kind of like, I'm not sure element that honestly I find more harmful to those types of relationships in some real ways? I don't know. Bam, she has been taken, attacked, yoinked. I made a mistake. I really like the framing of this scene. We put her behind bars, and we put Gojo and Geto separated from each other as well. We're almost in a battle standoff here. It's almost as though this is a fight already, and we're locked in and enclosed by this location and these walls, as she is behind bars. Even though we've seen, and it's a really cool trick here, we've seen that this gate that she's behind is actually open, right? From this angle, it's open. She can just walk out, no problem. From this angle, it's closed, right? Now, it's not actually, it's just a trick of the angle, but it's closed here. She is behind bars. And it's only when Gojo actually walks up to her and opens that gate that we act as though she's not behind bars here. That's pretty interesting. We don't care if you're scared. Brace yourself. Bam! And we're going to Okinawa! What a fun quick turn from like dark and stormy to sunny and blissful. I think my favorite shot, including insane Katamari Damacy magic, my favorite shot is where she goes chibi. She just like, her face just turns into a bloop, and I really like it. I really like it a lot. Gorgeous scenes. I wonder, is this where Geto has set up his thing? On that beach? Because it's a poignant memory for him? I wonder. This is so cool. I love that it kind of happens off screen. They do say, all we need is a location. We'll go and get them. No problem. And yeah, Satoru has good eyes. So we haven't actually investigated Gojo's eye powers. We don't know how those work yet. We just don't. We haven't been told at all. They're clearly important, but what they actually consist of, don't know. Don't want to know until the show tells me, to be clear. But he can sense and see things. He sees the unseen for sure. Which is interesting. Once again reminds me of Kekai Sensen. And that's another interesting thing, because I would say that there's a bunch of action in this episode that reminds me immensely of Kekai Sensen, Blood Blockade Battlefront. And this is so interesting and weird, because there's a lot of experimental animation in Blood Blockade Battlefront in Kekai Sensen. A lot of it actually coming from Yutaka Nakamura, and it has some very distinct stylistic tendencies. And I actually think that a lot of those stylistic tendencies bleed into some of the high action, high octane sequences that we get here. But weird to mention that there's actually also a thematic tie with major characters who have some sort of eye-related specific sight that allows them some unique power, which is cool. Why Okinawa? I did want to look at this. Kidnappers designate Okinawa for the exchange. We come in and murder them all. We arrive in Okinawa, rescue Kuroi, capture the kidnappers, finish the interrogation, and then swimming at the beach. And then, let me see. Depart from Okinawa, assimilate 11, Amani's bounty taken down, and then assimilate with Tengen after sunset. Escort mission complete. Bisu. Yeah. Bounty taken down means the pressure's off. That's the whole play. That's Toji's whole play, is that this bounty and keeping them on the run for 3 days, or multiple days before that even, are going to push them. And then they'll know that they'll be safe once they're inside the barrier. And the bounty is gone. Nobody's after them. Except the person who put the bounty on, and he's using it to manipulate your sense of danger. That's so smart. God, I love when an artist or an author is able to write their characters in a way that makes their characters genuinely feel like they've gotten the upper hand on each other. This is a hard thing to do, because when we're witnessing a show, we know that the author is writing both sides, right? They're writing both sides of the mystery. So to write the mystery in a way where it feels like the characters actually one-upped each other, as opposed to the author decided that one of their characters would one-up the other, that takes some skill, and that's represented here as skillful. I think it's skillful, and I think it's cool. Not the only ones who came here, Nanami Kento. Haibara Yu. I don't recognize this guy at all. Should I? Should I recognize this guy, or is he fucking dead? I feel like he's super dead. Sorry, Yu. I feel like you're dead. Seems like a nice guy, though. Got a kind of a funny character design. He really feels to me like a boxing anime protagonist. Maybe because he looks like Ippo. Maybe because as he moves, we get this sense that his neck is quite thick. Like, you look at Nanami's neck and features, and he's quite thin. This guy, as he moves, we get this sense that there's actually some real strength here, and it makes me think that he's beefed down below, and ready to beat the shit out of you. Just seems like he might be a boxer. You know, a featherweight boxer or something. Having fun, wearing himself to the bone, sea cucumbers, and upcoming is my favorite shot. I love that. It's straight out of KyoAni. I don't know anybody else who's as good at this shit. At going from the realistic anime stylings of a character. Obviously, it's not realistic, okay? Nothing about animation or anime is ever realistic. It's all facsimiles. It's all symbols. That's a symbol of a face, not a face, right? This is a way more symbolic symbol of a face with way more symbolic expressions on it. The ability to jump between them and have it register strongly as the same character. Just every element, the hair becomes less detailed, the hat becomes less detailed, the little starfish shrivels up and oh. Every element loses detail and actually gains emotional resonance. That is the masking effect. Oh yeah. Oh shit. I just knocked all my books off a shelf. That's the masking effect. Well, first, icons and symbols. Okay. Universality of cartooning, going from highly detailed to highly representative, that you see yourself more effectively in less detailed images of facial representations or emotional representations. Bop! And so can identify with them more effectively than in detailed representations. It's smart! It's smart! Ah! Fishy curse users. Better if the bounty's timer runs out before we land. And here, Geto is worried about Gojo. He sees that his technique is still active, and we're representing that by a little bit of extra glow in his eyes. You haven't been sleeping, and you're not going to again. We hold this and we get really up close, eye to eye, right? When we're in this, like, this close in with characters, they're that close to each other, and they're watching each other. Watching for any sign of a lie or untruth, distrust, anything. But he folds it. He closes his eyes. He chooses to look away, right? And not in a way where he's deflecting, but maybe in a way where he's deflecting. And then he holds strong. I'm good, man. It's all good. And then he makes a joke about it, about Momotetsu. What the fuck is Momotetsu? It's a board game style video game series. It's Monopoly. It's really weird Monopoly. I've never seen this game before. I'm actually really intrigued. Mechanics are often compared to Sugoroku and Monopoly. Okay, cool. Besides, you're here too. Faith, I think. And certainly, that's what we get here from Geto. I guess he's alright. He's still acting the way that he normally does. He'll be fine. Trust. And it is Nanami. I love it. He looks so different here. He looks like a little delinquent. He looks like a little delinquent boy. Aww, and he's becoming so straight-laced. Kayaking. I like kayaking a lot. I've kayaked in the, we did ocean kayaking in Alaska, for about a week. And what we were doing is we were ocean kayaking from like, around a horn or like a piece of a peninsula of land, small peninsula of land, and kayaking all day, stopping at a gravel beach, making camping there with our kayaks up on the thing, and then getting back up in the morning and going kayaking again. You can cover an immense amount of distance doing that. Really opened my eyes to how like earlier humans, once they could create like longboats or logboats or things like that, could make immense progress moving across the coast of a piece of land. But it also is fucking hard. It's like really hard. You have to time your strokes with your partner, with whoever you're kayaking with. If they're stronger than you are, you're going to have a really bad time trying to keep up. If they're weaker than you are, you're going to have a really bad time trying to push through. I'm small. I'm a physically small human being. So I was always paired with girls who were in our group or in our like collective or squad, and I was much stronger than they were. So even though we were in the same size category, I was pulling so much of the weight in the kayaking. It's like, it's hard. It's hard fucking labor to push yourself through the water continuously, especially when it's ocean waves, and there's actual movement to the water. Fuck. But man, there is very little as peaceful or fulfilling as one, being able to go an extraordinary distance on a kayak, and two, being able to just sit out in the water when you can put your oar in front of you and just sit there and just be and just float. Nothing like it. Really cool. Highly recommend. If there's a body of water near you, I almost guarantee that there are people who rent kayaks there. Great way to spend a day. Excellent way to spend a day. Hard way to spend a week if you want to go camp kayaking across the thing. Very difficult way to spend a week. Great way to spend a day. And also, like, maybe a great date in some cases. Like, if you're both physical people, great date. Because you got to be literally in unison. Like, you're matching stuff. You're doing things. It's cool. This whole sequence is very, well, it's satiation-filled. It's satiation-filled. It's pretty. Flowers and joy. And I joked that they're on a double date, but kind of they really are. Right? It's just that one pair of the double date knows that this will be their last time together, and the others don't. But it might be, eh? See, he's going to put chili oil in her. How dare you? How absolutely dare you? I really liked this shot as well. We pan up to the sky and across it as the sun goes by, darkens, sunset, dusk, down into full sunset hues, and a new location. Really awesome. To the aquarium we go. And then we're going to use this aquarium location or aquarium symbol as representative of her, stuck behind glass, something to be watched by others. But beyond that, we go for some freaking incredible animation. I wonder if this is rotoed. I kind of can't imagine it not being rotoed. It's kind of spectacular, but then these elements probably aren't. Either way, the sense of space and depth is spectacular. On a level that I don't put anybody. I'm going to put this on a level that I don't put anyone ever. This is on Itano's level. Itano, famous for Itano circuses. Anytime you see missiles creating depth in space as they fly, this does the exact same thing. It uses the location of the fish and their angle and their position to imitate serious three-dimensional space and depth and form. In the modern day, you can do that using CG and rotoing on top of it, so you've got perfect three-dimensionality. This doesn't look like that's been done. It might have been, totally could have been, but it doesn't look like it. And that's pretty interesting. I don't know how you do that. And then even here, when we get really wide with the scene, it still feels amazing. Spectacular, I'd say. And the exit blinks out. We've seen him here already. How did he get through the barrier? Unknown. But we've already seen him here. We knew he was here. You see it in the OP. What a relief. Good job, man. And he releases his technique. The glow fades from his eyes, and the blade smashes into his back. Bam! Shock. The same look that so many people have had when they've faced down Satoru Gojo, like, uh-oh, I have been outclassed. Inside the barrier. And he recognizes him from that day in the distant past. Whoa. We get this image. Our first insight at all into Gojo's raising, into his childhood. He's relatively well off and is a member of one of the upper families. And he feels and sees everything. Again, what is the nature of his power? Unknown. But you won't see me again. So I came up with a plan. I wore you down. And I brought you to now. Woo! Get inside my worm, boy. And again, I'm good, man. It's all good. And he is, actually. He shouldn't be. Biomechanically, he shouldn't be. There's too much right in the center of your chest. Like, that's not a spot where you can hit and miss a bunch of organs. Truly, the heart is right there, and then all of the major veins and arteries that feed and come from the heart are right there, and then, like, giant bundles of nerves and stuff are right there. It's bad. It's bad. He'd be dead. But he's a magic boy, and he could defend a little bit. It missed my vitals. Sure. Great. Magic. A safety pin through a tightly knit sweater. Yikes. He wants to stay, but he trusts Gojo so much. Be careful, and then turns his attention to the next order of business. You forget who you're talking to? Yeah, I know who I'm talking to, but you don't know who you're fighting. That's a problem. A new blade, a curse out of nowhere. Where did it come from? The the look of this curse is like classic beads of a monk, and it's similar to what Gojo will be wearing later on, much later on, which is really interesting. Actually, does he have that curse now? Does Gojo have that curse now? It feels really familiar. I feel like he might. He may steal it from him. I wonder. I guess I'm losing my edge. And then later he'll say, I feel like I'm getting my edge back. Just needed to get into a fight. Baka, poser. They just throw lines back and forth at each other. It's not easy dealing with people as flawless as you. Gotta misdirect. And even the timer was all structured for this purpose. So we get into it. Blast and boom. And here we're going to kick into gear. And we are going to run through like 3 interesting animation styles for this next sequence. And I don't even know what to think about them. Zoom and boom. He sheaths this thing in there. Pulls the reverse spear. A heavenly restriction. Granting physical prowess. So, not unfamiliar to another Zenin that we know, eh? How odd. How interesting. Very similar to Maki. Okay, here's our scene. Our care about maintaining shapes, gone. It's gone. Our desire to, like, to hold on to the actual forms of things, gone. All of that cedes itself to flow. Beyond smears, to like eliminate all of the border, engage with like flat color on flat color, with a strong emphasis on movement. And then holding that movement, accelerating, holding that movement, accelerating. There are moments when it loses all of its tension, I'd say. I think that this is a loss for the style that we had. Once we go to just beams clashing with each other, I think it loses all of its tension. You can find Digi talking about this in Ass War Sucks. Once they become a battle of clashing lights, loses everything for me. But it brings it right back, so I got no complaints about that, honestly. I don't care. Yeah, we looked a while ago at a shot from Birdie the Mighty Decode where she runs and goes faster and then becomes like kind of a blur that impacts and becomes a tangled mess of like shapes and nothingness. We're in the same style. We're in the absolute same style. Might actually be the same artist. I wouldn't be terribly surprised. We've seen this moment before. It was dramatically different. During the Todo Megumi fight, this same sort of scene happened, and it was nothing like this. Nothing like it. It shows how much difference you can get in the same shot, really. Like, this is the same shot, landing, sliding back, into jumping forward, and it's dramatically and completely different. I don't know if I love this over sketchiness. It's emotional, but it loses something compared to like the hyper sketchy stuff that you'll see in Kill la Kill or other trigger work. That stuff is more, it's using the sketchiness to create a flow. And this is like adding sketchiness onto an existing flow. I don't think it works as well. But it still does create momentum, slow down, push, momentum, slow down, push. And a lot of flying, floating insanity. So this goes ka-chunk. Black, white, inverted, and he's blasted away. Gojo holds you back, and his eyes are on. But that's not a worry, he still smiles. Blasted through a bunch of buildings. This is spectacular, I think. Ka-chung. And he's gone. His real advantage is being untrackable. If you can't track him, burn the area completely. Everything in the radius. Prevent any cover. This is a different artist than the other one. We devolve into just shining eyes, and then blue. This is really cool. It doesn't feel meaningless. It feels like he's actively pulling the energy together or something like it. It's really spectacular. Like contact juggling pure energy. And then pulling in Katamari Damacy style a bunch of stuff. Again, there's that sort of flowy rotation. A dance with it until he flings it. And then I don't even know how you do this. I guess you do alternating ones. What a thing. That's nuts looking. And it doesn't even stop. He rotates it all the way around. All of the space is amazing. It doesn't even look like it's CG. Maybe wrote it on CG. Has to be, right? Has to be. But if you wanted to be sold on the idea that Satoru Gojo is a powerful fucking person, that does it. If you want to use that to sell us that Toji Fushiguro is a powerful fucking person, this does it. First flies, and then in the moment that you turn away, when you think, hey, his real target isn't me, this is just a distraction to keep me, and he turns away, and it's not. It's another plan, another ploy, and he is here to stab you. To sense me even when I'm unarmed. So you'd for sure sense my tool. And it cuts right through. All I needed was to get you on the defensive. And then this spear will cancel your active effect. Absolute domination. And Satoru Gojo is dead? Question mark? Question mark? Question mark? I don't know. You know what this plotline feels like? There's an identical plotline in Ruby. Just mentioning it. There is actually in RWBY in like season 5 or something. There's an identical plotline with like a reinvigorating a person who's down below or some shit. This is a cool location. And at the end of it all, having completed their mission for the most part, Geto gives her the opportunity to walk away. He can be subtle sometimes. Our choice is to let her have a choice. If we have to fight Tengen, then we have to fight Tengen. We'll let you decide. I think this is a beautiful piece of emotional manipulation. Storytelling, you might say. The aquarium location becomes a space that she exists in, as established in the opening scenes when it's in her dreams. This is just the nature of it. This is just the expectation. But the truth is, I really want to stay. I want to do more. Bam. Fucking amazing. Fucking amazing. Shoku. And it's a double shock. How could he even be here? If he's here, that means Gojo didn't stop him. If Gojo didn't stop him, that means... Oh, that's what you mean. Because I killed Gojo Satoru. Okay, time for you to die then. Not even a thought in his mind. Not even a thought in his mind. So if Gojo Satoru is dead, who is Gojo Satoru? The king is dead, long live the king. That's weird. That's weird. Huh. Let's find out. We got another episode to watch. Folks? Folks? Yeah, see you in a sec. Peace. Sorry, I'm wrong, actually. We got to go and Sakakaburu some stuff. It's just critically important because I need to know who did, like, 4 of those cuts. Oh, holy shit. I gotta pull this up to show you something. That's fucking crazy. This whole shot is credited to Keiichiro Watanabe. My guy. My guy. My guy is not Running Man. My guy is just good. My guy. That actually boggles my mind a little bit. That shouldn't be allowed. You shouldn't be allowed to be as good at other stuff. Watanabe flailing. Honestly, yeah. Yeah, I can see that. The shot at here, yeah, it's insane. It's insane. It's a dance, man. It's a deadly fucking dance. That's awesome. Okay. Moving fast. This whole thing is listed as Kosuke Kato. Now that it isn't dimmed, it looks so good. It looks way better. Okay. Kosuke Kato. These are all going to be... Okay, that's his most credited cut. These are all going to be Jujutsu Kaisen cuts that I can't... Oh, there's Hiroaka. This is not even in the same realm. What the fuck? I can't click on any of the rest of this because of the likelihood of spoiling myself, unfortunately. Engage Kiss, Nanatsu no Ties, I don't even care. Okay, that's freaking amazing. I have never seen Kosuke Kato's credit before. I needed a scene that reminds me most effectively of... Oh, it is. It's just in Birdie the Mighty Decode 2, and that's also Shingo Yamashita. Yep. And then the other one is Norio Matsumoto. But this is the one that I was thinking of. Where we just totally lose sense of reality. And things go to blurs or lines or this sort of flat shapes. What we've got in JJK maintains more detail. It doesn't go this far. But elements of this sort of style are absolutely there. And then maybe even more so in this Matsumoto style cut. Where we keep more detail so that we can have the characters like tumble and stuff. Yeah, that seems like there's inspiration in the same realm, you know? But then it also reminds me a lot of... So this is our whip around slow-mo stab from Yoto. Benjamin Faure. Oh, this is beautiful fishy Sakuga. Yeah, that many 2D fish is amazing. And the first shot of the sharks moving past. They had to have watched like a Blue Planet show, right? And just stolen this. That has to be stolen. That has to be stolen, right? Come on. Right, fun stuff. Great expressions and timing, just really stellar. Okay, we'll leave it there on the Sakagaburu stuff. I did what I needed to do. I did what I needed to do! And now, for the main event of the evening, in the red corner, Geto Suguru. In the other fuckboy corner, Toji Bad Daddy Fushiguro. Here they go. Fight. All right, let's watch it. Hidden inventory 4. They dead. We're all dead. How does this? I don't know. PiP timer. Let's go. Wow, a different cut for it. Fuck. That's brutal. Oh boy. Otsukaresama. So yoked. Where'd you get a gun, bro? This is Japan. Woo! Woo! He doesn't care. He just needs to leave, right? He doesn't need to fight you. Holy shit, dragon. Oh my god! Nice squid. It's a squib. Jazzy jazzy. My spirit! My dragon! No! No! No wonder people Photoshop that boy into their profile pictures. He's such a dommy daddy. I don't like it. I don't like it. I get it, but I don't like it. Maybe premature death has to do with Gojo. Okay, so big dragon down. Maybe permanently. Oh, that was the space. Dragon. Douchebag. Oh! So that was you. And she was saving him. And her medicine was to full people's elbow. Bad. Cool. Reminds me of Kimetsu. Like internal Kimetsu spaces. Holy shit. Don't let him walk away from you. So it's just us. Anybody know what firearm that is? It looks like a 1911. I don't know if that's the case. Been trying to learn about guns. So, guns then. Ooh, speaking of. Man, just shoot squids at you. Fuck! God damn it! Yeah, I noticed. Similar to the shadow technique. He's gonna disappear behind one of these. Oh. Oh. It's, vanilla ice. A self-consuming dimension portal thing. Yeah, shut the fuck up. Swing. He already knew, didn't he? No. He just physically tracked you. Fuck. Bro's a werewolf. A woman? Hmm. You gotta die. Yeah. Hey, Dragon Boy's still here! Good dragon. Gojo, or Geto, is very cool. But I think he's out fucking classed. I think you need to get Tengen involved. Oh, the homie! Usually I would say that Gate of Babylon is the most powerful power. I don't think so. Fuck. That's me. Just a bunch of rabble. All you have to throw at me is garbage. All you gotta throw at me is garbage. What is this? Oh, hello. Is that Tengen? Oh, no, that's the spirit that he brought out. It's one of the special ones, isn't it? Oh, yes, you're beautiful. Ah. You're ugly. Oh! Damn. Cut your ear, bro. Oh, he stole it. Yeah, he stole it. That would be the only person that he knows he can grab a curse that is already somebody else's. Otherwise, oh, wow, it's just his now. Yeah, but fuck, what? Why? Different blade. What? What happened? Why couldn't he yoink the curse? All of that in the time that it took for that portion to fall after getting smashed by Dragon? Balls. That's rad. Sunlight? Sunlight? Oh, dangerous. Sounds like the same resentment. So he lets him live. What was that? Oh, he just remembered his name. Fucking ass. All right, Gojo, you alive? Hey, buddy. Would you like to be alive in some way? Please? Oh, these are the fuckboys. Captured her. Dead. Who are you? Bad. Mm-hmm. Spreading Buddhism and preaching the moral foundation of Jujutsu sorcerers. Okay. They worship Tengen-sama and want him to break. But you brought us hope. As opposed to Sorcerer Society, right? That's okay. Okay, I don't get it. That's cool. Great. Weirdos have weird plans. Yeah. That exactly, right? They're just mercs out for the money, right? They're just mercs getting their own job done. Captured her and then relaxation. Fuck. Not a great way to engender trust in an organization, but yeah, wow. Hmm. Honestly, good. Yeah. Good. You don't want to like entrench your life too much with that guy. Hell or work. That's it. Mission fucking complete, bro. How do you feel about it? Pissed. Holy shit. What's up? We got some business to solve. My chest hurts. Magica, indeed. How? What? Healing. He figured it out. So he hadn't figured it out until then, and now he figures it out. So you reverse it. Sure. Wait, you square it? You square it? That's what it is? It's that you square it. So it becomes positive? Ridiculous. The one person who could do it never made any sense. Ieri? Yeah, he died, bro. He saw the void. Good. I'm glad. I'm really looking forward to watching you lose. Wow, he has lost it. Nope. 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 I am God now. He's just God now. Okay, he is now who he was. Who he is. He's never done that before effectively. Just a little bead. He's awake. He's just floating. Wow, yeah, he's just in. So this is that same, like, joy at power. Like, overwhelmed by his own capacity. Pull things in and repel. So then purple is push-pull together. Oh, it's on a chain. I don't know, man. You're pretty fucking arrogant. Might want to leave. No, you might want to leave. You should have trusted yourself. Trust your instincts, man. Something's off. He's just locked in. Oh, we're gonna find out about the eyes, aren't we? Maybe not. Hmm. Bro is full of Buddha nature. Dude is full enlightened. That's what this is. He's one with everything. Not even joking. That is what he's experienced. That's straight up. But it is, well, it misses something. Purple. Moo. All of reality created in the intersection between opposites. It's Mu. It's Buddhist enlightenment as extrapolated as a power. That's so fucking cool. Yeah, something is off, man. Ah, you wanted to fight. You wanted it. You gon' get it. And instead, you've got a hole in your chest. Oh, man. You got emotionally invested, buddy. Ah, shit. Oh. Oh, that seems about right. What he thinks of Megumi? Oh. Oh, wow. Is he gonna die standing like a boss? I don't even know if he's dead. I think he might still exist. I don't know. Oh, my macaroni. Oh, my macaroni. Oh, my penne. There are still 4 minutes left. Oh, my tagliatelle. Fettuccine. Watching the black beta fish. And we'll see Geto watching the white go by. Yeah. With blue eyes. Oh, this is woven together interestingly. This is such a cool tapestry. Two minutes left. Whoa! Oh, little buddy! You came to me! Hi! Yeah! Oh! Yeah, I'll give you hugs, buddy. My guy, are you there? On a stage? What the fuck? What? Is this the star industry people? What is this? Oh shit. Yeah. She's dead. Okay. Oh. He's disconnected completely. He's taken that curse on him, hasn't he? Split. What are we doing with this hand? It's very important that there is a point. If you're going to kill, you need an ideal. Well, that was interesting. Thematically, it's not here. But visually, suddenly we're on opposite sides of a barrier. The light has changed between us, and our perspective is dramatically different. Does there really need to be a point to it? Geto believes yes, there must be a point to action, especially for sorcerers. We have a duty or a responsibility. And we found out in this episode that it is illegal, not allowed for sorcerers to harm non-sorcerers. So we're saying to kill all these people would be breaking that threshold, would be crossing that boundary. Geto's not against crossing that boundary, he just thinks that there needs to be a good reason for it. Gojo doesn't care about a reason. Gojo has become disconnected. He's enlightened. But enlightenment takes you somewhere else. That's so interesting. I know that feeling. It's weird, but I do. I do know that feeling. It's really interesting because enlightenment or God, fuck, I hate the word. I hate that word. It's not useful. It doesn't capture the thing. And I'm going to be really stumbly here because there's a truth about the nature of truth, and that truth is that it can't be expressed to somebody else. It's fucking balls. This is the issue that Zen Buddhism comes up against, that all Enlightenment style stuff comes up against. If you it's the gateless gate. It's the path that can't be seen. It can't be taught. That's the best place to go with it, is to go to the mu cone and to go to the idea of mu and the idea of non-duality, the idea of the no that does not negate, the non-answer that does not affirm, the blend of things, the mix of things, but it's beyond that. It's not, non-duality is not the collapsing of duality. It's not that there are two sides of things, the real and the unreal, and you make them connect. It's not that there is negative and positive, and together they make things. It's that nothing is nothing. Nothing is everything. Everything is nothing. Oh fuck. This is where we get to. This is where we get to. And I gotta say, like, this is the problem faced largely by anyone attempting to teach this sort of concept, is that I think it, by nature, by definition, can't be taught. That really sucks. Really sucks, because it would be great if you could just say a line or say something and make you understand, but you can't. It's an active practice. It requires coming up against an internal psychological barrier where you have to dispel the willingness to use logic or the willingness to use insight or the willingness to use any of the aspects of your being that function in the natural world or even psychologically. You have to be able to dispel those. And it's a weird thing, maybe even a weirder thing, because you can enter into a state like that and you can drop out of it or you can forget it. I've forgotten it. This is so cool to me, I think. Really cool. When I was about 17, I figured it out. I really think so. And I went through a period of a number of months where I felt like that. Like what Gojo expresses. Disconnect. Like, suddenly the awareness of connected everything. And let me be clear, this was before I had ever taken a psychedelic of any kind. Before I'd taken any seriously mind-altering substances. So I want to get that out of the way. This isn't like an enlightenment brought about by hallucinogens. And again, I don't like the word enlightenment. But for a while, I had it. And while I had it, I could hold on to it. But the tighter you hold on to the idea of not having the idea, the more you create an idea there, and then you lose it. The more you try to take that idea and make it stateable or speakable or real or transferable to somebody else, you lose it, because you're trying to take something that's inherently ephemeral, inherently misty, and solidify it, condense it, make it into something coherent. You can't. You cannot. The way that practices have figured out to get people to push past that gate on their own is by presenting them with impossible problems. You'll see this in the koans, Koan, koan. I've heard all sorts of pronunciations of it. I always like to say koan. The koans of Zen Buddhism, you'll find, are often these little stories that don't make any sense. The most famous is the Mu koan, the starter, the opening, and it's also called the Gateless Gate because it forces you to come up against this exact problem. One individual asks a master, "Does a dog have Buddha nature or not?" And the answer is mu. It's not yes or no. It's mu. And there are like 3 different versions of the koan, and they go in different directions. One of them has an affirmative answer, and 2 of them have different types of negative answers. And you can get really wild with the translations on it. But the way I've always understood it is that it's meant to be an unanswerable question, but not in a way that feels unanswerable. Like there are some questions that are like, is the sky is the sky a pencil? And it's like, well, that's an answerable question. No. Or like questions of intangibility or like not being able to know. Is there a God? You can't know. But the Mukon has a dog Buddha nature or not is like, well, it's a fundamental misunderstanding of the question. The only way to negate it or affirm it or to even address it is to refuse to answer it in a way that demonstrates that you understand that the question is unanswerable. That is, like, all things contain Buddha nature. Of course a dog contains Buddha nature. Like, we are taught that everything does, but at the same time that answer doesn't track. It doesn't work. Oh shit, I'm fucking it up. Right, okay, so I do actually have it right. Has a dog Buddha or nature or not? And the answer is wu or mu. Okay, it means no, but it means no in a way that it's different. It's different. But then the ongoing version is, does a dog have Buddha or nature or not? And the answer is not, mu. And then the monk asking says, above to all the Buddhas, below to the crawling bugs, all have Buddha nature. Why is it that the dog has not? And the master says, because he has the nature of karmic delusions. I think we can move away from that and say that none of that matters. What we do see, what does matter, is what happens to Gojo. He returns altered, different, changed. He comes to a grand conclusion, a great revelation in death, in near death. And in doing so, we paint him as a villain. That's what this is. This is a maniacal monster. That's what Toji calls him too. Oh, he's become a monster. But this is the same expression that we've seen on a different character. We've seen this big, upturned smile with the corners really turned and the eyes too wide, spread up to the sky. We've seen it from Geto. It's in a lot of the promo art of Geto, is him smiling like that, a monster. Is he high? A little bit. Yeah. The idea, whatever great certainty you come to, whether it's true or not, or right or not, or enlightened or not, or something like Mui, something in between, that gives you the answer that answers don't matter. Something like that. That everything's connected, and you can come to some dark conclusions from that if you'd like to. When you come to a degree of certainty like this, like, it can make it feel like the world has opened up to you in a really powerful way. But I think in Gojo's case, given his extreme senses, his ability to see, and the way that we represent the world around him, the birds and the sky and the feeling like it's all one, he's just basking in this incredible flow of power, of capacity. And Toji, he feels it a couple times. His insights tell him, wait a second, this is not right. And it is truly arrogance. Truly and genuinely it is arrogance. That even when you have that fear, when you have that wonder, you're like, maybe this guy is more than I can handle. He still moves forward. Blood Knight style. No, it'll be fine. I want this. I want to fight. And his eyes go blank. Partly because it's a cool visual, but partly because he's not seeing anymore, is he? He's in a neo-matrix state. Everything is part of him. Like, his ability to see is all. I bear no grudge against anyone. I'm not even angry for you. There's no indignation, no righteousness, those things he's said he hates. He has become the embodiment of a righteousness-less person. He's just in joy. We show all these elements together. The bird flying above him, the drops of water on the leaves, the butterflies, and the sense is that Gojo is invested in everything and everything within him. This is what it means to feel like you are a god. And he might as well be at this point, mightn't he? But a god who is ambivalent? A god who, through connection to everything, loses the desire for anything? That's scary. That's scary. There's no convincing a person like that. I alone throughout heaven and earth, I alone am the honored one. That's where it gets dangerous. More than dangerous. No one else is or will ever be like me. Dangerous. You know about limitless, but you don't know about combining purple and red, or blue and red. Again, these elements, they all hold and stop as we move toward a fundamental truth. amplified and reversal, and smash the two expressions of infinity together. Positive and negative, matter, anti. If you want to create, this is where I think it's amazing, to create and release virtual mass. That's science. That's science, baby. That's quantum physics. I'm joking to some extent, but to our understanding of reality, that is correct. You put particles with opposite spins together, they create mass. You put particles with opposite charges together, they create mass. You put matter and antimatter together, they create mass. They create stuff out of opposed anti-stuff. Attraction and repulsion together form solidity. And it's not really wrong either. Like, when I bang my knuckles on this physical object, the physical mass of the object, the physicality of it is created by the attraction internally between the subatomic particles of the piece of material, the glass that I'm clinking on, and then repulsion against my knuckles. Like, it's correct, isn't it? So our symbology's gotten way more complicated. Way more complicated. We've cut to the root of Buddhism, and it's intentional, I think. I can't imagine it not being. What with bringing up, like, Tengen and Buddhism and spread, and then all of this, like, this information about opposed forces and stuff. It all click and connects. And now he's the wielder of it. Now that he's gained the power to create that perfect reverse technique, he can combine them. He can combine them and do anything. Create new realities. That's scary as fuck, and interesting as hell. Let's talk through the whole of the episode. The redo of this moment, I think, is really cool, like reanimating the dragon and everything. I'm glad. It makes it even more poignant. We see it from different angles, and I think it ends up being cool. I think Big Dragon looks awesome. And Geto's variety of powers is really cool. His ability to whip squids out, or be firing a bunch of Gilgamesh-style beams out of holes in the floor. It's rad. It's cool. I really like the whole walking through doorways and crossing through each other sequence. Feels like walking in a mirror maze or in a labyrinth or something, circling each other. Gives us the time to have some communication until we shut that right down, because Geto realizes that what he's doing is actually upping his power, probably. But this whole sequence in this location, I think, is great. It does remind me a bit of the Kimetsu vibe space, but I don't mind even a bit. It's cool to watch. It's cool to watch and cool to express. My cursed spirit consumes itself. Yeah, man. Wild. We didn't leave any residuals. This is a cool moment. Sorcerers are focused on sorceress residuals, a trail of magic, right? But the easiest way to find them is through their physical footprints. Not through that. Not through wizardry, right? I think that's very cool. It's kind of a classic trope that, like, the kind of person who can really hunt down a great magic user is actually a non-magical person, because the great magic user is going to be putting up wards and divination spells and, like, mind shields and shit, and it's like, yeah, so some magic user wants to scry on you and figure out where you are? Doesn't work. Some dude in the woods is like, smells like rich boy. Smells like rich boy over there. I'm gonna follow these rich boy boot prints. I'm gonna find your ass. I'm gonna shoot you with an arrow. You're dead. You're dead. Smart. Probably dead. All right. Your turn. That looks so cool. I love how stylized it is. It actually looks like it just came off of a Chinese scroll. You know? I like it. I like it a lot. I think it's cool. I think it's cool very much. Thank you. Thank you. There's some great moments throughout this battle. The best is that we chop open this chunk, right? So we're falling, and then for the next, like, minute or two, we're just falling, and this whole domain thing is going on with the snip and the answering of the questions and stuff. I don't really understand exactly how the domain thing works, Until I answer the question, any violence will be returned, including verbal violence, it seems. So if you tell her that you're not my type and also actually you're really ugly, you've got lots of teeth and stuff and I don't like it, probably that kills you. That's crazy. I don't understand how it works completely, but that's crazy. Why doesn't this work? He yoinks his curse. He's pulling it through, and on touch, it blasts him away. Almost as though it's like Limitless related or something similar. I don't know why it does that. Then he sheathes his blade and pulls a different blade. Right? Yeah. Shing. And slices him up, but not to kill. And then we reveal that all of that happened while we were in freefall, and I love that. I love the reveal that we were in freefall that whole time. I don't want any extra work at this point. And with all your blessed talents you lost to a monkey, you can't even use sorcery. Those are Geto's words later, right? It's weird, isn't it? And he has the same disdain for Maki in particular. I wonder if this is where that started. Then he flashed through and has that memory just at a random time. Fucking asshole. We get this twitch and the little ripple, which tells us that, of course, the Gojo will be alive. And he is. We find out a little bit about the Star Group and their whole goal. And they can't even fucking hang up an important religious artifact properly. Just hang it properly. I like this as a piece of symbolism, though, right? They've got all this respect for the past and this, we're keeping up the history, but they can't even hang. They're just off a little bit. It's just like they got the angle a little bit wrong. Yeah, man. Moral foundation of Jujutsu sorcerers while spreading Buddhism, and they never saw eye to eye. Very interesting. Love the reflection on this weird orb thing. Jujutsu sorcerers are granted many privileges, but they are forbidden from harming non-sorcerers. And now the taboo recorded! One absolute god. I don't know what they're worshipping. What is this shit? Oh, they're worshipping Tengen-sama. That's right. And they wanted... no, Tengen-sama was going to assimilate with the impurity, her, causing the reset, and keeping the established situation of Jujutsu sorcery. So without her, instead, Jujutsu sorcery will crumble. Or maybe all of humanity instead. But who cares? Yeah, human society might be what crumbles. Fine. Don't care. Whoa. And then this. Total disrespect. Merc's here for the job, for the money. Fucking interesting. Like this guy, he's a competent asshole. Like, no qualms, no morals, whatever, but I gotta respect an underling or manager type who's just competent and good at their job and good at reading stuff. I really like this shot with this tree and the light coming through it. I think it's very pretty. And then they banter back and forth about the money. Leave him be. And that brings us to the fight. Your threat pushed me past the threshold. And now I'm awake. Truly capable. He's never revealed a domain yet, right? I don't think he's there yet. Void, nothingness, truly? I don't think he's there yet. He's overwhelming. Overwhelming. And unleashed. Unhinged. Unchained. Gojo mashes blue and red together, and in the process, splits them apart. Separate. And very, very interesting. I'm gonna check Sakugaburu to see if let's go. Bing bong, bang boom, bing bong, bang boom, bong, bing, bang boom. Tom Liu for this awesome water effect collision thing into flickety bam. Pow. That's fucking sick. That's fucking sick. Yeah, I mean, that's wildly beautiful. Two sides. And it echoes to that red and blue shot. It's fucking sick. This is Imai! Oh! Oh! For the Durgan! Imai for 25 until the end. So maybe Yamai wasn't that first portion. Wow. But was that portion? Hey, Kyukawa. I haven't seen you since Mushoku days. Mostly. Oh, that makes sense. Boom! Yep. And then wibbity wobbity wibbity. Okay. Cool. Nono Xiaolin. Oh, Nono and Xiaolin. This is for the spinny flippy shing shing. Yeah. Click. And then pow. I like those blood burst. Tomioka here. For our red. Proto and Takahito Katayama. For spinny stuff into, I don't even give a fuck, I'm gonna kill you. I really liked this shot. This was cool. Cool way to reveal. This comes from Sumin O. So is that wife and Megumi? It's the guess. Yoshihide Ideue. We've seen you before. Ooh. Yeah, some spectacularly spicy stuff. Oh, the way we follow with the camera this time is really rad. Such a cool shot, this might be Goshizono. Moving background stuff. I could see that. Big explosion. Swings. Pretty cool. And Fei Hung. Ah, yoinking the thing and then it gets bashed back and away. Okay. Yeah, wow. You know what I really noticed? Maybe more than anything over the course of these 2 episodes? They disappeared. They fucking vanished. Like, time ceased to exist during the period where I was watching them. And in a way that to me demonstrates the ability to make shit flow together so well that you can't even tell that time is passing. That's what it felt like. I really enjoyed these 2. I'd say I didn't enjoy them in the way of like, oh my god, there's so much maybe episode 3 more than 4. Just like bonkers whiling out over how cool the animation and stuff is. I enjoyed them in terms of just immediately being invested and pulled in and really curious about what's going to happen. Next level compared to what we've seen before. Story development is like so dramatic and interesting and rapid and still raises so many questions while holding the core mysteries. I like it. And I like where it's going with the symbolism. It doesn't all make sense to me, not even close. I think obviously, like I spent maybe 15 minutes kind of blathering about Moo here. That's fine. That's okay. It's making me think. It forces you to reevaluate your perspective on things. When characters just fit an archetype, just fit a category for you, that can be very beneficial because you can just sort of hand wave them and not worry too much, not put too much like mental effort into them. When characters break out of an archetype, you've got to start reevaluating. You've got to start trying to figure out where they're at, who they really are, what's really going on here. Gojo in season 1 is sort of just like Superman, right? Same idea. Big guy comes in, can't be beat, great. Now it's much more complicated. Geto in season 1, bad guy. He's bad. He's a bad guy. He wants everybody dead for bad authoritarian, political, racist reasons. Not anymore. Now it's complicated. How do these characters, like, who are they? What do they believe in? How will that lead them down the paths that they'll walk? It's much more real questions, I think. The kind that make me invested. And then you top it off with cool animation that keeps you visually engaged and that's good stuff. That's spicy sauce. Spicy sauce. Spicy sauce. Okay, we'll wrap it here. Say that those were some dope episodes, and I hope that you enjoyed them. Hit me with anything in the comments that you have, concerns, questions, things that I got wrong. Don't care. And I will see you next week for more episodes. Probably 1 episode is what I've been told is probably the best idea. probably one episode next week of Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2. Much love. See you there. Peace.